As the 2023 election year draws closer, political parties and politicians have started strategizing on how to win elections and how to plant their candidates in public office. This is not anything new. Perhaps what is new is noteworthy and with a tinge of sadness is the role which zoning is playing in the whole affair. Both nationally and within the parties themselves, merit seems to have taken the backseat, and what seems to be the determining factor for sharing public offices is the geopolitical zones of origin of the contestants. The arrangement by which political power is rotated among the zones was invented by the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, the party that formed the national government in 1999, the return of democracy. It was conceived as an idea to help ensure that each zone felt fairly treated in the scheme of things in the country. Since then, the idea of zoning has taken roots and has come to become the predominant sharing formula for both resources and political offices across our nation. No doubt, zoning at the beginning helped to bring some degree of stability to our national politics, but it has since gone on to become a hindrance to progressive leadership and a burden which even the founding political party seems to have difficulty shouldering. Keen observers of the Nigerian leadership misfortune are quick to place the blame at the foot of the leadership recruitment process. They argue that Nigeria no doubt does not lack a supply of qualified persons who can lead the nation to the promised land, but these individuals are kept on the sidelines by arrangements such as zoning, which relegate merit to the background, while favoring individuals who had been told earlier on in the past to wait for their turn. Supporters of zoning, however, argue that everyone running for public office is qualified, and that regardless of the process of zoning employed, a qualified leader emerges at the end. They argue that zoning is not a replacement for merit, but in fact a formula for appropriating already existing excess merit. Now we know they're not telling the truth, because candidates don't have the same level of abilities, except of course, and sadly, the ability to share money, which for far too long has become the fulcrum of our politics. We fail to see the problem with zoning because we fail to recognize the importance, the influence of politics on the outcome of our lives. While we can readily trace the catastrophe that will befall us if we were to be treated by a quack doctor, for instance, we don't readily see the consequences of being led by a quack leader. But a quack leader, by having influence on policy, affects the outcome of every other thing in the country, including the quality of services we may receive, even from people who otherwise are well qualified in their areas. Now, how many of those who support zoning will be comfortable to learn that the person who is attending to their health or who is to fly them when they board a plane is not the most qualified person, but one who has been given that role because it was zoned to his village? I'm sure they would all want the most qualified person to attend to them. Why then does merit matter in which doctor takes care of us when we are sick, or which pilot flies the plane when we are on board, but the same merit no longer matter in who leads the whole country as president, for instance? we must realize that if we want change to happen, and if we miss electing credible leaders in office because we zoned the positions elsewhere and kept them out of the race, our nation will continue to fail, regardless of how much merit exists elsewhere within the country. I understand that for the average Nigerian who is battling with the immediate difficulties of life, how to raise house rent, school fees and hospital bill, this debate may seem far removed. But the ultimatum on our generation is drawing close. And our political calendar is about to move again. And zoning can no longer be assigned to mere philosophy, because it cuts at the heart of our future as a country. If we want genuine change, we must do away with the practice of sharing political offices like wedding rice. Do we want change now, or should it come another day?